All right, we're working with verifying identities today. A big key to these is don't be intimidated. You just have to try it. It comes with practice. You get a little more comfortable and you start to recognize things to try. So you just have to try them. I know that's hard to say and that's not, maybe real comforting to you, but just try something, okay? So we're going to look at some examples together. So for this very first one, notice we've got cosine squared beta minus sine squared beta equals 1 minus 2 sine squared beta. Now the variable doesn't matter that much. They're all the same, so that's important here. Now you could work with either side in this one. Neither one of these sides is particularly complicated, so you could work with either side. I'll go ahead and work with the left side just to illustrate. So the nice thing about these is you know what the end is. If I'm working with the left side here, I want to turn it into this. So I know what my goal is. And so we want to look, well, there's sine squared in it. There's a sine squared here. So let's get rid of this. Notice there's no cosine squared. So what's one way I could do that? Well, cosine squared, if you think about our Pythagorean identities, I've got sine squared, I'll use a beta in this case, plus cosine squared equals 1. Again, I'm just reminding us of something. That is a Pythagorean identity, and it's on our trig sheet, right? So I'm going to substitute this. If I rearrange this for cosine, wouldn't I get 1 minus sine squared? Hopefully you can see where that's coming from. So cosine squared, if I isolated that, would be 1 minus sine squared, right? So let's substitute that in. So I'm working with this side right here. So cosine squared is the equivalent of this. So 1 minus sine squared beta minus sine squared beta. Again, this right here, the equivalent of cosine squared. Well, what's negative sine squared minus sine squared? Well, I'm just going to get 1 minus 2 sine squared beta. And notice, that's what I was trying to accomplish. Hey, I'm all done. Not too bad, right? A couple steps there and I was done. Now, this is not my answer. I drew a box around it just to show, hey, I got where I wanted to go. All of this is my answer. So when you verify identities, the work is really your answer. The process is your answer. So you want to be really thorough. You want to show all your steps. Don't skip steps. Show what you're doing so somebody could see it and really follow what you're doing. Okay?